Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the members of the Boys and Girls Club.
Alabama, Arkansas, I do love my mom and pop, not the way that I do love you.
Well, holy moly, me oh my, you're the apple of my eye. Girl, I never loved one like you.
Man, oh man, you're my best friend. I scream it too. There's nothing there ain't nothing that I need.
Well, hot and heavy pumpkin pie, chocolate candy, Jesus Christ. Ain't nothing please me more than you.
Yeah, I know.
Let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Take me home. Mommy, I'm coming home.
I'll follow you into the park, through the jungle, through the dark. Girl, I never loved one like you.
Boats and waterfalls, alleyways and payphone calls. I've been everywhere with you.
That's true. Laughing till we think we're down, barefoot on the summer night. Never could be sweeter than with you.
And in the streets you run free like it's only you and me.
If you're something to see,
Let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Doug Wyke, President of the Board of Directors.
Wow, that was an energizing start to the program. Let's have another round of applause for the Boys and Girls Club dance team, led by staff member Alanton Tintle. I want to take this opportunity to recognize another club kid, Cam Pollock, who's a sixth grader at Parkside, will be representing New England at the National Elks Free Throw Competition in Chicago this weekend. He won the regional competition by making 23 of 25 shots. We wish you all the best, Cam. Good luck. I think at one point in one of the competitions, he hit 24 out of 25, in fact. Good morning, everyone. It's my sincere pleasure to welcome you here this morning for the 14th Annual Foundation of Friends Breakfast. Before we continue with our program, I would like to thank and introduce some very special people. First, let me welcome and thank our table captains, our board members, and our trustees that are here with us this morning. This event would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. We have two sponsors here this morning who have supported this event each and every year for the last 14 years. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of New England and People's United Bank. I also want to recognize some additional event sponsors: Baker, Newman and Noyes, Heritage Plumbing and Heating, and Brandit Marketing Solutions. It's my pleasure to introduce a very special guest with us this morning who wants to say a few words. Please welcome the Mayor of Manchester, Ted Gatsas.
Good morning, everybody. And I'm sure I see a lot of faces in the crowd that used to be a Boys and Girls Club member. And I think a lot of people know the story of Ted Gatsas and the Boys Club of Manchester when I was a youngster and used to ride my bike down there. Well, the first time I went, I had a brand new Schwinn bike. And needless to say, my good friend Stanley Spiro found a way to steal my bike and take it into the neighborhood and sell it. So I can tell you that I never rode my bike back to the Boys and Girls Club, but I know it's a lot safer there now. But the one thing that the Boys and Girls Club does is it offers young students and children of this great city an opportunity to go somewhere and feel safe. It's all about being safe. It's all about a hand up and not a hand out. And certainly the Boys and Girls Club has an awful lot of things that children can do. Back when I was there was no lunches being fed, there were no dinners being fed. But today, children are being cared for because it might be the only meal that they get all day long. So when you're asked this morning to help, this is about helping children who may not have an opportunity anywhere else to get help. And it's an opportunity to tell kids that you care and you're willing to help them because they may need a meal today that they may not get any other place. So the Boys and Girls Club does an incredible job. It never turns anybody away. And I know that you'll probably hear some comments this morning about some collaboration that's happening in the city, and I've been looking for it for 7 years. And the collaboration is happening between the Boys and Girls Club and the Y. They're putting programs together to service more children and help more kids, and that's a great thing. So the more time we can get the nonprofits together to do things together means that they're servicing more kids and not looking to come in and talk about dollars because they've figured out a better way of doing it. So again, enjoy your breakfast. Remember when the table captains send around the envelopes, think about some of the children you're going to hear from this morning and open up your pockets a little larger than usual. And certainly it's an honor to be here with you this morning. And I don't have anything to auction off, so all of you that are looking down at your breakfast, you can now look up. Because you don't have to worry, I'm not going to auction anything off this morning. Thank you very much.
We have a packed agenda this morning, so we're going to give you a few minutes to get to know the club member at your table who has a very special gift for you. And then we will continue with our program.
Today, the challenges that face many of our teens takes on many forms.
It was bullying when I was growing up, but today's bullying, I believe, is a little bit different. Now you have bullying through social media.
The crisis I see every day is that teens want to drop out.
1.2 million young people will leave high school every single year. The teen crisis in America is real.
It's really tough for young people in this community. We try to make sure that our club is inclusive, that all kids feel welcome.
Everything about the club drew me in from the beginning. The staff was extremely nice to me. I really think that's what kept me there.
What keeps them in the center is a caring adult taking the time to show interest in that kid, showing them that we care.
The Boys and Girls Club has been like a second home to me. I would go to the Boys and Girls Club and seek mentorship.
Our club staff stay at the club late to ensure that youth are passing their exams, that youth are prepared for college.
The club really is like a family. I grew up in the club. I started around the time when I was in the 10th grade, and I have continued my connection with the club. They're just always a listening ear.
At Boys and Girls Clubs of America, we have a whole community of adults who care deeply about our young people, and we see the change.
Everything a young person will need is in our teen program.
My club has done a lot to reduce gang violence, taking kids off the street and into a safer place.
All young people who walk through our doors feel a sense of value.
We're offering them opportunities to build character, grow academically. We're providing a pathway to college.
Through a program at the club, I was able to apply for a scholarship, helping me getting into college.
I have 2 scholarships from Boys and Girls Club that helped me tremendously, and I wouldn't be there without them.
With many of our teens, we are trying to work with them on career readiness to prepare them for the world out there.
This club gives these teens an opportunity to be successful. This is why we're in this work.
The club empowers our young people, and every young person I meet does change my life. Somebody could come from nothing and be somebody. That feels good.
I am not a statistic.
I am the next generation.
I am the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Diane Fitzpatrick, Chief Executive Officer of the Boys and Girls Club of Manchester.
Good morning, everyone. It's such a great pleasure to see all of you here. I was just thinking about that song and how we were all greeted this morning, and the song was Home. And my heart just lifted because I feel like I've come home. Every day I go to work, it's like going home. We're doing this for the kids, and I just want to do one more clap and say thank you to the kids for that beautiful dance and making us smile. Welcome to our 14th annual Foundation of Friends Breakfast. It's hard to believe, 14 years we've been doing this, and I want to take a moment to thank Tracy Adams and Natalie Jutras, who makes this fabulous event the way it is. And I can't talk about anything but our staff. Our staff are truly dedicated. We've got staff members that have been working 40 years, 30 years, 25 years. Talk about a family. The Boys and Girls Club wouldn't be who we are without our staff, so a round of applause for them. Our board of directors and our trustees have been committed to this organization for so many years, and I thank you for their guidance and support. And I also thank our volunteers. Our volunteers come in and they're connected to the kids. That's what it's all about. So thank you to all of you. Before we start talking about our kids today, I want us to think about the world. Think about how things have changed. I know all of you are thinking about, wow, years ago we didn't have cell phones. Now we have cell phones. Think about the workforce. The new millennials that will be joining the workforce have never known a world without internet. I'm not trying to make you feel old, I'm just pointing out some facts. So when we think about that, and we think about this new generation and how 20 years ago things have changed, 5 years ago things have changed, we're an organization, we're a club constantly trying to meet the needs and challenges of our kids. Think about the 21st century kid. Picture what that child looks like in our city of Manchester. Katie is a young girl that might not know where her next 3 meals will come from because school's out and the club is closed. That's because 53% of our kids, school-age kids, are on free or reduced lunch. Think about Johnny doesn't know where his next pair of sneakers are going to come from. That's because 8,000 of our children are on public assistance. I'm not trying to be a downer, I just think it's important for us to know these facts. 40% of our kids are living in a single-family, single-parent home. The family dynamics continue to change, and more than ever, our kids need mentors and role models in their lives. And our kids are facing the real effects of addiction, whether it be a parent or an older sibling. Every day at the club, we're seeing how this harrowing crisis is tightening its grip on our state and on our city. Our mission, over 109 years, remains completely the same, dedicated to kids, meeting the ever-changing needs of our kids. And when you think about the Katies and the Johns and the Mallorys in our audience, and the kids are sitting at your table, Cam, we're doing this for them. So when we think about this, our commitment to help our kids overcome these challenges, we can't do it alone. And I'm going to talk about that. It's not about doing it alone anymore. There are a lot of other youth-serving agencies in this room, and I thank you. I thank you for the work that you do. And over the years, we've worked well together, but we must do more. There's a bright future for the youth of the city. I know this, but we can do this better. There are growing demands of our kids. The key is collaboration. Instead of operating in silos, we must be strong collaborators. Instead of worrying about the shrinking pools of dollars, we should be leveraging our resources, widening that pool. Instead of trying to do this alone, we should ask for help. So I'm proud to say today we're entering this new era of collaboration. And when it comes to serving our kids, we're going to do it together. Our organization, alongside many other organizations in the city, have determined there are opportunity gaps facing our kids. And one of the most glaring gaps are programs for teens. Teens need a safe place to be. They need mentors. Last summer, I'm proud to say we launched an amazing summer teen program. But what we discovered is we need more of this. It doesn't make sense to invest when children are 5 or 6 years old, to let them fall through the gaps when they reach high school. To meet these challenges, together we have to create a network that supports and enables strong transitions from the early years to the high school years. It became immediately clear to the whole team that if we created safe spaces for teens, teens will come. And I'm proud to say, in the last 6 years, we're serving over 150 teens every day. They know this is where they belong. This is a major focus right now for us, collaboration, where it makes the most sense. That is why this summer with the YMCA, we're going to expand our summer programs. We're going to call this summer the Summer of Success. This program will be free for our kids. In fact, I want to take a moment to thank Hal Jordan. Thank you, Hal, for your willingness. Thank you for your willingness and your leadership to work with us. There's a lot more to come, I promise all of you. But more importantly, and most importantly, this work will impact kids like my friend Mallory sitting right beside Hal. That's what it's all about. Now, when we think about this enables us, this model of thinking collaboratively will enable us to work more effectively, pursuing our mission, regardless of where our kids come from. We believe it does not matter where they came from, it only matters where our kids are going. We're making strides more than ever to serve our kids. We're embarking into a new partnership with Easter Seals and Northeast Delta Dental to bring dental care to our middle school and high school kids at the club. This is important work, and I want to thank Nick Bayless for making it happen. Thank you, Nick. Now, not only are we creating new bonds with area organizations, we're strengthening existing ones. Because Aristotle once said, the whole is greater than its sum of its parts. 600 kids walk in our door a day. It's our job, our mission, to meet these challenges and break down those barriers. But, you know, we could go on as business as usual and do it by ourselves, right? We know that's not working. We know we can do this better together. We're working with the New Hampshire Food Bank. Our food program is providing 8,000 servings a day to our kids. A kid cannot stay on the path of success. They don't know where their next meal is coming from. Because the family dynamics are changing, we're working closely with families in transitions because they serve our kids as well. We've brought in Manchester Community Health Center staff, child family service staff to work with our kids on health and behavioral programs. And with our community and state, amidst of this heroin epidemic, we've brought in staff and educators from Hope for New Hampshire Recovery to educate us, the staff, how to help our kids who are dealing with this addiction. But if you asked me what the most critical asset we provide in our programming, it would be mentoring the next generation. Parents are working longer and harder to support their families. Children need support from a positive role model outside the home, and we know mentoring works. Mentoring builds self-esteem, improves behavior, raises academic performance. Our program runs a whole year, and it meets the needs of the whole child. Summertime is critical for our kids. If mentorship and positive activities and food is not provided for our kids over the summer, the development they've experienced over the school year could be wiped away in 8 short weeks. For a variety of reasons, many of our kids don't have contact with the great outdoors or nature. They're not in the parks and playing like we all once were. In the summer months, our focus remains the same: high-quality programs, fun outdoor activities, and developing leadership skills at Camp Foster and our Union Street Clubhouse. In your video today, you'll get a glimpse of the life-changing opportunities our program provides for our kids. Your investment in a summertime program is just as critical as your investment in our school program. When you're supporting the club, it's more than an act of kindness for our kids. It's an investment in their lives. And you will see this return on your investment when our strong 21st century kids join the workforce in the years to come. We know this expression, it takes a village to raise a child. We're increasing that size of our village. We're creating and strengthening it. These partnerships will help us better serve our kids. And of course, all of you are part of this village that makes a difference in a child's life. Together, we can close this opportunity gap our kids are facing today. And with your continued support, we'll be able to serve hundreds, even thousands, especially those kids who need us most. Every kid in our community deserves and has the possibilities of a great future. With your support, we're providing hope, inspiration, opportunity necessary for them to be successful in life. And I thank you all. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our video this morning. Our video is focused on our summer programs, and I promise you'll be blown away by what we do in the summer times. But before we start that video, I'd like to thank Brandit Marketing Solution and Edify Multimedia for their dedication and having a lot of fun with us this summer taping this. So enjoy, and thank you so much.
Summer is a really hard time to get in touch with teens.
It's extremely important for kids to have a place to go, to have a positive influence.
Summer is normally when either the best stuff happens or the worst stuff happens, and that's a big part of someone's life is the summertime.
It's so important to reach teens during the summer. Just because they're at such a critical time for teens, it can either make or break them.
Kids just need a place to go and people to talk to, that's it. Like, if you have people to talk to and a place to be at, you keep yourself busy, you stay out of trouble. It's that simple. Hi, I'm Joe Vaughn, and I used to grow up around this neighborhood. I mainly lived in Pine Street, and the man you see before you is not who I was back then. you know. There's a lot of things that happened around this neighborhood. A lot of bad decisions were made. And, you know, having a single mother and not having a dad in the picture because he was in prison didn't really help. When I was about 14, I decided to listen to my friend Richard and go to the Boys and Girls Club. And before I got to the Boys and Girls Club, I didn't have the best attitude. I talked a lot. I was very ill-mannered. I didn't know that a place like that could change my life. For people who don't have a place to go, I would definitely advise you to go to the teen program, the summer program at the Boys and Girls Club.
It's important for Manchester kids to have a place to go in the summer because it teaches them respect, commitment, values. It takes them off the street.
When I was a teen here, there was no teen summer program, so during the summer, I wasn't making the best choices. That is why I'm so happy that teen summer program, this is the first year we were able to do this for teens.
I like going somewhere because I don't want to be in the streets, and I don't want to like do bad things and like cause trouble to other people. I don't want to be in that kind of situation.
The teen summer program is a place where teens can be themselves, be safe, come play basketball, come get mentored by staff. It helps teens get into programs during the summer so they're not on the street.
The Boys and Girls Club is a positive place, and why not have it all year long?
We need the teen center. We need the teen program to be able to reach those teens that have nothing to do during the summer, to make up for those programs the city of Manchester doesn't have. And so then we can reach those teens that need a safe place to come, that need a meal to eat for dinner, and that need mentors in their life, positive male and female role models, so they can have a long-lasting, positive life.
Camp Foster definitely helps. Anyone that goes there, they're going to be changed dramatically. They're going to have a great time there. They're going to have fun. They're going to learn how to do things a certain way. You know.
There's nothing like it in town. This is the only facility like this that serves this community and the kids that come to the club and anybody else that lives in Manchester as well.
Without this place, honestly, the kids would have nowhere to go during the summer. The kids look forward to coming here every day, and I just know it because they tell me.
When our campers get off the bus and see Camp Foster, they're excited, they're ready to have a great day, enjoy activities, meet new people.
Every time they get off the bus and they see the counselors they like, they see their friends, they're all happy, they're excited. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling seeing that.
I love it out here in Camp Foster.
I love Camp Foster. I made a lot of new friends this summer.
I love arts and crafts here, and I love doing Capture the Flag.
I think at Camp Foster it's a great place to be, especially during the summer, because kids who aren't here, who knows what they could be doing. Especially in Manchester, there are some kids that don't have that supervision. They don't have the ability or the funds to go to a place like this, so they're stuck either at home. Sometimes they're just out on the street with no supervision. It can be really dangerous.
Camp Foster is important because we have the opportunity to bring inner city kids out into the woods in an environment that they're not used to. We have a pool where they can learn how to swim. They learn to be comfortable in the water, where they can take those skills out into the community when they're not with us.
I think that this is beneficial for every kid, that if they weren't here, I mean, who knows? I can't imagine what the kids of Manchester would be without Camp Foster at all.
I love being at Camp Foster. If I wasn't at Camp Foster, I would be home being bored.
If I wasn't here from the summer, I would probably be sitting home, alone, bored, doing nothing.
Camp Foster's awesome.
The kids in the community need this place to come and learn life skills of outdoor living and be involved in community, and that they could not do that without Camp Foster at the Boys and Girls Club.
My gut tells me that good campers make good citizens, and they make solid citizens that aren't afraid of responsibility, aren't afraid to go out and be independent and go their own way, to be creative. Camp Foster can do that.
I love the kids, and I love Camp Foster because they truly are my family.
Girls Club taught me a lot about being respectful, knowing when the joke is over, having fun, but at the same time being safe. I never thought that I could go from being a terrible kid to becoming a leader to other kids. You know, it's a crazy feeling. I wasn't the worst, but at the same time, I never thought that it could happen like that. I never thought that I'd be the leader that I am today.
I've known Javon since I was a teen, since he was a teen. And Javon has grown so much. It's phenomenal how much he's grown into a role model for these teens today.
Going from being a bad kid to being a good kid, and now seeing what I have in front of me, my future seems bright. You know, I'm going to college, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and from there, it's sky's the limit.
When I see someone come here, it's kind of like they're in for a new experience. They don't know what to expect. They're kind of held back and shy. But then once we get them into the programs, get them into the programs that they're comfortable with, you start to see them shine. And it's such a rewarding feeling to know that we're doing something that impacts teens, not just for the summer, but for the rest of their lives.
The Boys and Girls Club got me to a better place. They got me to a better life, and I'm very happy that I've come so far from where I was. You know, the Boys and Girls Club is great. I loved it. I love the Boys and Girls Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the star of this year's video, Jovan Morse.
Hello, everyone. Can everybody hear me? I don't want to be too loud. Good morning, everyone. After seeing this year's video, I wanted to share a little bit more of my story for you guys. So I am currently a sophomore at the University of New Hampshire, Durham, and a proud club kid. I grew up in Manchester, the youngest of 3 boys, raised by a hardworking, incredible single mother, and who has never received enough credit for what she has done for me and my 2 brothers, sorry. She is the strongest person I know, and she inspires me. Even though we had an amazing mother, life still wasn't easy for us growing up. My twin brother Javen and I were part of a small group of Asian American students here in Manchester. Through most of our academic careers, we were always targets for bullies who made fun of us for our race and our weight. I always taught myself to stand up. I always taught myself to stand up for what's right, and that is what I did. I would challenge these bullies, and because I fought back, I got into a lot of trouble at school. At times when I was walking home from school or basketball practice, I had knives, pipes, and even guns drawn on me. This is what I saw growing up, and though it may seem like a shock to all of you guys, growing up in Manchester isn't as easy as everyone thinks. In the video, I talk about being a terrible kid. I didn't really share many specifics with you guys because it's really extremely tough for me to talk about the things I'm not proud of. Throughout middle and high school, I felt as though people hated me, so I had to keep my guard up. And because of this, I got into and instigated a lot of fights. Without my mother knowing, I stole from stores, I broke into cars for fun, and even did the one thing I truly hated, bullied others. I thought that if I did these things, that I would gain respect from people and be accepted by everyone, but I was wrong. I realized that whether you're the victim or the instigator, bullying only brings negativity and pain. Though I put up a number of barriers, I did have one friend who truly took the time to get to know who I am. His name was Richard. We went to school together, and we both loved playing basketball. One day in our freshman year of high school, Richard took me to this place called the Boys and Girls Club. The first day was incredible. I met some of his friends and talked about things that I would never talk about with anybody but my family. Before that day, I didn't really trust anyone, and I thought everyone was against me for being Asian or for being fat. The club was different though, and for the first time ever, I felt comfortable around new people. After that day with Richard, I fell in love with the Boys and Girls Club. I felt accepted, I felt wanted, and I felt like the funniest human being on the face of this earth. And I am, just letting you guys know that right now, I am. Just kidding. My mother worked hard to support my family, and she always taught me to be a leader. But because she had to work this much, she couldn't be around 24/7 in my life. The Boys and Girls Club helped my mother shape the man you see here today. I learned I could be the author of my own story and be a role model to others. The club gave me the opportunity to develop, excuse me. The club gave me the opportunity to develop into a respectful, hardworking, and caring person. Not to brag, but. Going to the Boys and Girls Club with Richard was one of the best experiences and the best decisions I've ever made. I want to thank you all for being here, especially my mother. I love you. I want to thank the Boys and Girls Club staff who continue to inspire me and be the best version of myself. Great futures really do start with all of you. For everyone here who has continued to support the Boys and Girls Club, and for the first-time donators, trust me when I say this to you, the life of every child welcomed into the Boys and Girls Club family will be changed for the better and changed forever. I want to thank you all for your time. Thank you guys for coming out today. I know it's early and it's very cold outside. Now, I would like to introduce to you another proud club kid. Give it up for Tracy Adams.
Thank you, Jovan. That is truly an amazing young man and a tough act to follow. Feeling less than safe in your very own neighborhood. That's how I felt as a kid growing up in the area of Cedar and Beach Streets here in Manchester. Most of our club kids and their families live in distressed neighborhoods and feel as I did, less than safe, facing a host of challenges that include exposure to drugs, violence and crime, struggling financially, and having to choose whether to pay bills or put food on the table, struggling to afford and find a place to keep children safe during out-of-school hours. Luckily, there are people and there's a place that want to provide guidance and direction to help kids be the very best they can be, no matter their circumstances, no matter where they come from, and that's the Boys and Girls Club. Most of you know that I'm a staff member at the club, but more importantly, I'm a club kid. I came to the Manchester Boys Club at the age of 9 to join the Gauchos and the Muchachos Drum and Bugle Corps. Through that program, I made lifelong friends, was given the opportunity to travel, and learn leadership skills. It was truly a life-changing experience. I was lucky. I had a family that loved and cared for me. I am an only child, and my mom was a single parent who worked extremely hard to make sure I had everything I needed growing up. It was never easy for her, and she endured many of the challenges that today's single parents experience. Most importantly, finding a safe, nurturing place for her daughter. Most days, I was home alone after school until my mom got out of work. Feeling unsafe, I kept to myself, quiet, shy, and trying to avoid the negative influences in my neighborhood. I looked forward to the days I had practice at the Boys Club and was overjoyed when they finally welcomed girls as members in 1983, and I could come every day. Yay, girls. As a senior in high school, I started working at the club to help my mom pay the bills and make ends meet. There was no money for college, little financial aid because she had a job, and I refused to take on massive debt after turning calls away from creditors as a kid, so I continued to work at the club. It's important to note, however, 30 years later, I finally have that degree, and I'm working on my second one from Southern New Hampshire University. Like Jovan, my immediate family was my greatest influence. My mom, my aunt, my grandparents. But my family extended beyond them to also include Dick Jarvis, Norm Penner, Gary Frost, Brian Tremblay. Today, some of these mentors are still at the club, but as our numbers rise, we need more. We need more Kens, Antonios, Jennies, and Stephanies, more staff, more caring mentors to help our kids feel safe. That is our greatest need. My story isn't extraordinary. There are many club kids who have had to endure so much more than I did. You've heard many of those stories here at the breakfast over the years. We first shared Jen's story 14 years ago. Homeless, living in shelters and foster care. She's a graduate of UNH, and she is pursuing her master's degree as a family nurse practitioner at Seattle University. Antonio Feliciano, our Union Street site director, who grew up in Puerto Rico and relocated to New Hampshire without being able to speak English. The first in his family to attend college thanks to the mentoring he received from Ken Neal. He is a critical member of our leadership team. Yawa Egbenawasi and Danny McMillan, who struggled through family tragedies and neglect, are now pursuing college degrees thanks to mentoring from club staff. And there are so many more. Hashira, Shirley, Catherine, LeBeau, and Jovan. One thing we will all tell you is the club was our home away from home. Some of us never left. Another thing we will all tell you is the club saved our life. Look around the room today at all of these kids. Look at the child sitting at your table today. Most likely, one of them will share their story with us at a future breakfast. But why can't all of them? We need to give them all the opportunity to share how basketball, performing arts, or a music program like the drum corps changed their life. How reading in the 3rd grade made all the difference. How improving their grade in math changed their path in life. You've heard about some exciting partnerships and how we adapt to meet the needs of our kids and our community. And while those new endeavors are important and necessary to provide quality programs and opportunities for our kids, we cannot lose sight of our everyday needs, our kids, and our programs. If we don't step up now with more mentors, guidance, and challenging opportunities, where will these kids be 10, 20, even 30 years from now? What impact will we have had on their lives? Now is your chance, our chance, to make a difference, and I'd like to share how together we can do that. While we pack a lot of information into one short hour, this is the most important part of our program. So I ask for your attention as I explain the best ways to offer your thoughtful support. We're trying something a little new this year, table captains. I'd like to ask you to quietly pass out your pledge forms and your personalized envelopes now, while I continue to explain the different sections and options. I can't stress enough the importance of making a multi-year commitment if you're able. Each year on July 1st, we begin raising the necessary $2 million+ to operate our organization and provide critical services to our kids. By making a multi-year gift, we are able to begin each year with a strong foundation, knowing that we have the support of individuals like you. One way of making a multi-year pledge is to join our Champions for Kids Society. Individuals who commit to giving $1,000, a minimum of $1,000 each year for at least 5 years. These supporters are critical to our success because they assure a consistent, stable, and significant revenue stream. We currently have more than 100 members of our Champion for Kids Society, which are listed in today's program and on the screen. And we hope some of you here today will consider joining this incredible group of people. In Section 2, for $83 a month, $1,000 a year, you can provide that consistent source of support to help our kids each year. If you wish, you can pledge $100 a month or any other amount that's best for you on the blank lines in Sections 2 and 3. Or, if you're able, join at a higher level of the society, one that's listed on the form or anywhere in between. My husband Stuart and I are proud members of the Champions for Kids Society because we strongly believe in the mission and work of this great organization. We hope you can join us. If you are currently a member of the Champions for Kids Society, your table captain should have a personalized envelope and form that shows the status of your pledge and offers some upgrade opportunities. If you currently have a different multi-year pledge, there are some options for you in the 4th section of the form where you can add another year or upgrade if you wish. We certainly understand and respect that everyone has different financial means and resources. Every single dollar is important to sustaining and developing the club's mission and its members. In Sections 5 and 6, we offer you an opportunity to make a one-time donation of any amount or to donate monthly, which can be easier on your budget and a great way to support the club. Finally, the green section is where you provide your payment information, and please remember to include your contact information at the top of the form. I hope each and every one of you are in a position to make a gift in support of the Boys and Girls Club of Manchester and all of these great kids you met this morning. All levels of support are truly appreciated. We thank you for your thoughtful consideration of a gift, and when you are finished, please pass your envelopes back to your table captain. If I may, I'd like to ask one more thing of you today. We are always in need of champions and advocates. When you make your gift today, let people know you're supporting the Boys and Girls Club and our mission. Share your good work, our good work, with others. Tweet, post, or talk about the club. Inspire others to give back to this great community. On behalf of everyone at the club, I want to offer our sincere thanks. Thank you for taking the time to start your busy day with us and learning more about the great work being done on behalf of our kids. Whether you joined us as a Champions for Kids, created a monthly pledge, or gave a one-time gift, your donation truly makes a difference. I'd like to give one final thank you to our table captains, as well as our event sponsors, Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Northern New England, People's United Bank, Baker Newman and Noyes, Heritage Plumbing and Heating, and Brandit Marketing Solutions. Thank you. Kids, I'd like you all to say a final goodbye to your new friends at the table, and as soon as we're done, head upstairs so we can get you off to school. Thank you all, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.